What's up, everybody? Welcome to our first podcast, the Dropcast. I'm here with Lorand Vigaski.
Love it. That name is sticking.
Dude, I love the Dropcast. It's the best name ever. I'm pretty happy, pretty impressed you came up with it right on the spot. So,
okay, well, hopefully it sticks, and hopefully it.
You know, it's easy to say, and it sounds nice.
DP, right, for short form.
It's DC, not DP.
Oh, DC. Sorry, I wanted to be DP. I guess.
What's on your mind, Lorand?
you just heard it. There'll be plenty of that too.
Diet Pepsi. I got it.
Of course, Diet Pepsi, right? I mean, it's.
Shout out to Amanda.
Yeah,
right. So we're here to talk about a lot of things. By a lot of things, I mean like a couple things. Since this is our first podcast, we're gonna take it. We're gonna fly casual here, and we're gonna talk about a couple things. We're gonna talk about our hobbies. We're gonna talk about what we're doing during the pandemic, how we've kept ourselves busy. If anything new has happened, or if we want to share anything, how the holidays were, whatever. We're gonna shoot the shit and we're gonna see what happens. So
sweet.
How's that for a test, Lorand? You think that's good? You should tell me. You know what, Lorand? How about we just start it off like this? Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Lorand, tell me, what were you doing before the drop?
Before the drop.
What were you doing before the drop?
I was actually wasting a lot of time playing video games, as one adult should. And also painting. Well, the pandemic has hit everybody, right? So that's kind of what we all been wasting our time with. So basically, I've been doing, because I can't play any games, I've been doing a lot of painting, my Space Marines, and also been doing a lot of gaming, obviously, for video games. I've actually kind of put myself into a couple of games that's taking up all my time. You might have heard, well, I think I've talked to you about it, Tarkov, right? Escape from Tarkov, the super sweaty, gun porn game that everybody wants to if you like guns, it's the game you play where you individually load your magazines, which is crazy. And then I also been playing COD because it's also a really good way to turn off your brain and just kills 2 weeks during our vacation. And then
don't forget Cyberpunk, man.
Oh well, and then I got into Cyberpunk. I actually dropped off of it. I haven't played it in a couple days, which is weird, right? Because I got really into it, even though it's buggy as fuck. But whatever. I was craving for the game to be good, so I jumped into it and playing it. Have you played it?
I literally got to I finished creating my character, and I don't know if everyone's playthrough is the same, but after you create a character, you're at a bar and you're talking to the bartender or the overweight guy. I don't know at the bar.
Who did you pick? Who did you pick as your intro guy?
Oh, that's right. The city guys.
The street kids. The street, city street or whatever.
Yeah.
Because there's corporation, the street.
Yeah, not the corp or the desert guys.
Okay, so the middle one. Yeah, I think it's street kids. One. Okay. Yeah, it's a street one. You're basically you grew up on the streets. Right? Yeah. Super cyberpunk.
Yeah, I chose that because when I think cyberpunk, I think like bright. Massively tall buildings, bright lights, cyber whatever, street signs, and that's why I chose it. I like the aesthetic of it. The Mad Max faction or start. It looks cool. That might be another playthrough. I'm gonna mute my phone.
Honestly, the intro, because I've seen the Nomad one, which is the first one you're talking about. The street one.
Oh, Nomad.
And it's called the Nomads, because it's supposed. If you read, I won't ruin anything for you. If you read into it, there's actually a big backstory about that. What they are. They used to be farmers, actually. That's where the Nomads started.
Cool.
A little background nidbit for you, and then I guess there's the Street Kid one, which I don't know. That's the one I actually have the least knowledge about. And then I actually started the Corp one because I just wanted to do something I wanted to do something totally opposite. But the intros are pretty quick. Like mine, basically, I don't want to ruin it for you. It starts like you're a corporation person, and you get, of course, betrayed, obviously, right? So you become basically running with what's his name? Oh my God, what's his name? Your partner. Everybody gets that partner.
I have Keanu Reeves.
Jackie. Have you met Jackie yet?
No. Okay, so to answer your question, I literally started my character, spoke to the guy at the bar, and went outside and I was like, this looks nice. Literally for 10 seconds, I'm like, I gotta go. And that's as far as I got.
Yeah, okay, so I won't say anything then.
I just want to do the create a character part really bad because I love that stuff. The
best part is you never see your character.
Yeah, only in cut screens, which sucks because like I literally spent 2 hours in character creation, and because I just want to explore everything you possibly could, and I just went to my generic, I don't know, cookie cutter character that I would always normally make. Picked a female as I normally do. I don't know. I don't want to play as a dude. I don't know.
Oh, V the girl character is really cool. Even in the commercials, I actually liked her look way better.
Oh, really?
With the cool like cyber, like the punkish hair that goes to the side.
Oh yeah,
she looks more punk. Yeah, she looked more punk than the other guy.
Yeah, I think I gave myself like pink hair or purple hair.
Well, we should do
Melanie's hair. Favorite color is purple. That's why I gave her the purple hair. It's actually I'm playing with Melanie in the game, I guess.
Oh no! Yeah. Well,
she doesn't know that yet.
Oh, she doesn't know it. Well,
she doesn't know that yet.
When you play. What we should do is we should show our characters off. We have little pictures. Guy, I took a screenshot of mine. He looks like the most douchiest futuristic corp. Like if you picture like a douchey corp guy in the future, that's who I made. He's got like red. He's got the slick back hair with red highlights, obviously.
Oh, nice.
He's got red eyes to match the hair.
So basically, you're like the guy. I picked a guy that slicks his hair back, so exactly like what you just.
Well, I guess
like
just more handsome and also red hair and red eyes.
Don't say that to yourself. Come on, you're a handsome devil. but no, I have barely played Cyberpunk. I was talking to my coworker today about it. She beat it. She spent the entire holiday playing, and she did all the side missions,
all of them,
everything. She said she spent over 80 hours in 2 weeks playing it. Despite she said every time she signed on to play, she suffered a crash of some sort. But she did say that the good outweighed the bad, and the bad was basically glitches. She even mentioned like sometimes I would see my character and they would be bald, and I'm like, it sucks, but as long as the gameplay is fine. It looks good.
It's a good looking game, minus when the game decides to freaking frack out at you.
Yeah.
Where like people's clothes disappear and your dong is hanging out. It's kind of awkward.
Oh, seriously? That happens?
Oh, yeah. It's weird. There's some weird shit that happens. Yeah. Like, because
I think that was part of the game, man. That's just part of a normal, like, your glitch. That's just a glitch. In the Matrix, man.
In the future, your clothes will just fly off sporadically.
You just snap and, like, like Ready Player One. You just, like, think of whatever you want.
Switch over next outfit.
Dude, that'd be awesome, man. But yeah, no, she said she beat it, and kudos to her, because hell, man, 80 hours in 2 weeks on Cyberpunk with the crashes, like that's a lot, man.
Especially the fact that she did all the side, because that's what I found was, I guess, have you played Skyrim?
Yeah, 3 times, but I haven't beat it.
I don't think anybody has ever beat that game. I
got it on the Switch and got it on Steam, and so I bought it twice. Did I buy it twice? Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I think I have it more than that because I bought it on Steam. I have it on I had a normal version of it on Xbox. I got for super cheap.
Oh yes.
And then right afterwards, because the new edition came out, Legendary with the high HD, I got it again. And apparently there's like 5 more different versions that came out. So yeah, but I was expecting the missions to be more like that. So I guess that's what my disappointment was. I didn't like the whole. I didn't like the fact that the map started and it didn't give you the missions organically. But that's just more me being just being picky. You know what the thing is? I expected more, I guess, right? The Witcher told the story and revealed the narration to you in such a natural, fun way. Like it really did feel like you were a character in a world that's revealing itself, while this game, like the fact that you just go into the map and all the missions are there, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. Other than that, though, I think the combat's great. I love a lot of the guns are really cool. Like later on, you'll see there's a smart gun that you can get later on, where basically if you have the proper upgrade for your hands, you probably saw when they do that little weird thing on your hand.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah, I know, and they basically graft your hand with something. So there's one where you later get an upgrade that lets you use smart guns, And what smart guns is, you aim once, and the guy gets highlighted in your reticle, and you can literally aim away from him, and the bullets will whip around. I'm making all these hand gestures.
What? That's sick.
Yeah, so actually whip around corners and stuff. It's really cool.
It's like Jedi, like force bullets.
Yeah, pretty much. It even looks like that too. So yeah, I mean, I think you'll like it. I don't want to ruin too much, because the one thing I will say, like a super positive thing, is as much as all my gripes with the game overall, I really like the story. Okay. As a Cyberpunk, sort of like that kind of storytelling, I really like it. I like it's one of those things where I remember a lot of people bitching about the game, and everybody said the same thing. Even Keanu Reeves is kind of weird at times with delivering his line. Yeah. But what they have come up with, I'm actually really looking forward to see where it ends. Well, so again, I won't. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Like, I just want to say, like, Keanu Reeves he's a great actor, but man, every freaking word that comes out of his mouth is so weird. Like, he just has it's almost as if he doesn't know how to act. What's that?
It's like he wasn't being directed properly.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not like he even in the Matrix, like, even everything that he says is just, it kind of comes off like a little bit awkward. Like, there's something weird about all of these characters that he portrays. Honest,
I'm pretty sure Keanu Reeves is just the way
he's badass.
He is.
I do love him.
He's badass, because like the thing is, everything he, like, all the badass things, he's not Bruce Willis, right? Like, he can actually probably do something to you if he wants. But the big thing about him too is, apparently everyone just says he's just a good, grounded guy. Yeah. And you know what? People can relate to that, right?
Yeah.
He's a millionaire.
You know what? Of all roles, he was actually really good in Speed. He was different in Speed, and he's very different in Bill and Ted. He is. I mean, he's like a 16-year-old kid in Bill and Ted, but totally different. Like, even he's not like weird. He does it. I don't know. It just seems like he forgets his dialogue and he just says random shit.
Yeah, well, you wait till he talks about his massive cock, because I don't know why him saying that is like weird. It's like, you would never say that, but whatever. It's just the character he plays, Silverhand, right? So
amazing. Oh yeah, Johnny Silverhand.
Johnny Silverhand,
dude,
most 80s guy ever.
I want a Johnny Silverhand toy so bad. He looks sick with that hair and the. Oh yeah.
Well, I'm sure they'll provide that miniature for you, or figurine.
Oh yeah. Can't wait. Sold out.
How about you? What have you been playing or doing?
What have I been doing? Mm-hmm. What did I do over the holiday, or over the?
Yeah, well, you know what?
Before the drop.
Let's just keep it like that. Yeah, like just over the holiday before the drop.
All right. What did I do before the drop?
We'll talk about 2020 later.
What did I do before the drop? Primarily, before the drop, let's just say it's the holiday era. So let's just go like December, a little recap of December. Basically, finished working, ate a lot more, and played a lot of games, watched the hell out of Cobra Kai, season 1 and 2. So before I watched season 1 and 2, I've actually already seen it before. I know I was ranting to you about Cobra Kai earlier, but before I've watched it before, and I knew that Cobra Kai season 3 was coming, so I wanted to prepare myself. Mm-hmm. I forgot that it was coming out in 2021, and then I forgot that Netflix announced that they're releasing it a week early on the 1st.
Oh shit! Okay, I did not know that.
This was, I literally forgot about this, and I was watching Cobra Kai. Like up into the new year. I finished Cobra Kai season 2 literally on the 31st of December. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait for Cobra Kai season 3. I go on Netflix and then I see new episodes. Literally the night before, I didn't see the new episodes. And I literally just lost it because I was so happy that Cobra Kai season 3 was out. So I binged it all day. Took like a short break, and I was up till like 5 a.m. watching it. Amazing.
They're 30-minute episodes each, right?
Yeah, they're around 30. Some are 40, 45, which is great. It's like Mandalorian.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's a beautiful thing about TV shows online, where they don't have to conform to any set time. So yeah, if you need 30 minutes for an episode, you can do 30 minutes. You need 10 minutes, you could make a 10-minute episode. If you want a 30, right? That's which I like. I like that.
Yo, it's a good show, man. If you can get past the teen angst and teen drama stuff, and if you can look past it. I mean, Karate Kid was always about that plus karate, like trying to grow you with karate. So it's very similar, but it's nice to see William Zabka and Ralph Macchio back at it fighting, and then oh man, John Kreese, what's his name?
I forgot his
Oh
name.
no! Oh, I feel terrible. I can't remember his name, and I was watching his commercials yesterday. He came out with John Kreese came out with commercials for banking, and I can't remember what the banking company is called, and it's literally him and his gi as John Kreese.
Oh, that's amazing.
And he talks about Cobra Kai, and then and he's like using this banking app to deal with all his Cobra Kai finances, and then he eventually changed it to Koala Kai, and like there's a picture of a koala on his back instead of a cobra. Anyway, definitely funny trailers. Check it out. Good show though.
That's the thing I like about that actor. This is the sensei actor, right?
Yeah.
The main bad guy. Yeah, that's why I like. That's why, because I want to make sure I'm not talking with the wrong guy. That's what I liked about him, because I actually watched an interview with him because they're all everybody's been interviewed because of the resurgence of the show.
Yeah.
And it's such a funny thing because he's such an intense dude. Like if you look at him, and also when he plays that character, but he's actually a really like down to earth dude. Like during the interview, he's like making jokes, talking about how he does not really. Like I know he has. Does he have martial arts experience? I think he does, right?
I can't remember if he has.
I thought he had some training.
I know William Zabka didn't have any training. The guy that played Johnny Lawrence, he didn't have any training in Karate Kid, but he did end up getting a black belt after Karate Kid.
Well, I mean, at that point, if your career high is Karate Kid, you better fucking have a black belt in karate, right? And I'm sure he got inspired too, right? Because I mean, there's some cool. I mean, again, martial arts, right? You might dip into it, and next thing, you get. Yeah, because I mean, whatever we could. I mean, for example, like I know what's his name? I keep his name. The guy who played Married Children, the main guy, the father.
Yeah.
God,
oh my God, I just watched How I Met Your Mother. Bill or Neil. What's his name?
God, wow, we're really bad with names. I'm bad,
dude.
With names.
And I just finished watching How I Met Your not How I Met Your Mother. Family.
Modern Family.
Modern Family. I just finished watching that. Like we binged it. Melanie and I binged it over the last few months. Ed Neal. Oh my God. Ed Neal.
There you go. Yeah. Because actually, there's a really good. I'll actually send it to you if you because he's actually a really interesting guy. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. They had a really cool interview where I know there's a show online on YouTube where they just interview. It's called the TV Historian. Yeah. And they basically go around interviewing people, and it's like a free thing. So they put it all online, but they archive it. So they archive these like to talk about the history of TV and stuff. It's really interesting, and it's cool because it's long, and they ask a question and the guy just talks. Anyway, the point I'm trying to say is he apparently something was in his life, and he ended up taking up jiu-jitsu, and he's a black belt jiu-jitsu guy, right? Like Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So I mean, that's the thing too. It's kind of cool how people. Pardon?
I had no idea.
I didn't know either until I forgot someone. I think it was like Joe Rogan or somebody was talking about it, about how like it. Well, because it's apparently it's a good old man fitness thing, right? Because it's not you could be very soft with that martial art. Anyway, I'm going off the martial art tangent. No, the point is he learned karate, right? Which is cool. That's sweet.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and you mentioned Mandalorian. I presume you finished watching it.
Actually, I want to mention one more thing. I did mention How I Met Your Mother. I just mentioned it. And we just, Melanie and I, again, this is the year I've watched more TV than any year in my entire life. I swear to God, I have not watched more TV than this year.
Wow.
Like we finished 3 shows that are running 9 seasons. That's a lot of freaking TV. Plus Mando. TV, plus Cobra Kai. Anyway, we finished watching How I Met Your Mother, and what's great about the last season 8, spoiler, not spoiler, but William Zabka and Ralph Macchio actually make an appearance in there as themselves. And it's just funny because like the last episode, like we just finished watching it maybe on the 23rd. And the last couple episodes, like William Zabka's in the last episode. So it was cool to see the Karate Kid characters, and then I literally
Yeah.
binge watched Cobra Kai, and then they're in the Cobra Kai season 3 comes out. So it was a good month. And Mando, can't forget Mandalorian, man. Oh my God, woo! I'm so excited for next year. As far as we know, it's supposed to. I think they just delayed Mando coming out till 2022.
Yeah, I'm sure they were not doing a lot of shooting this year. Last year, sorry.
Well, it was supposed to be released this year with the Book of Boba Fett. They were going to release it the exact same time.
What, season 3?
Season 3, yeah, it was supposed to come out at the end of this year. And then Book of Boba Fett was going to come out immediately after. But now they're as far as I know or read yesterday, that they're pushing it Mando until the beginning of next year.
Sorry, when you're saying end of this year,
end of 2021.
Oh shit.
End of 2021 was when season 3 was supposed to come out.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I just got a message saying my internet connection is unstable, but it looks like
no, I think it's just Zoom. I got the same thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Should be okay. It cracked out a little bit there.
Yeah. So Mando, man, pretty pumped. I loved I don't know how the hell they can make TV shows like seasons better than the previous. Like going back to Cobra Kai, season 3 was better than season 2, which was better than season 1, and I think Mando follows suit. I think season 1 was awesome.
Yeah. It was. I think season 2's it was I 100% enjoyed it. Like yeah. And it was enjoyment to the next level. Like I liked everything a little bit more too.
Yeah. And all the tie-ins, like, you know, like I know you're not a big fan of, or you haven't really seen the Clone Wars, or don't really care for the expanded universe of the novels and the novelizations and the books, and like I like all that crap. And the fact that like you see, you see throwbacks to the novels and to the books and the games, right? You see just like. Yeah, they brought things that are in all these other expanded universe things, like books, like I said, end games, and they brought it into the show. Unless you've played or watched those things or read those books, you won't know what the hell is happening. Like no one.
But I still think that people would still like say, "Oh, that's a cool." Like, I think that because the reason I even bring that up because. One of my friends made a comment saying that they watch Mando and his girlfriend has no idea about Star Wars and give a fuck about Star Wars, but fully enjoyed the show without having things needed to be explained to them, right? Like, I mean, for me, Ahsoka was probably the biggest drop, right? As a character. And you know what? Even her first thing when you see her in the hood, you get excited, like, oh my God, who is that? It must be Ahsoka. She disappears and then comes back again, and you're excited for her. Now, again, I did actually watch. I didn't watch the last season of Clone Wars because that came out recently, but I watched all of it, and like, I mean, the show becomes amazing. Like, it's one of those things where that show basically kind of makes me kind of scratch my head, going, how is a kids TV show more enticing? And I feel like it was better than the movies, but that's probably just me. But the point I'm saying is again, I was thrilled for it, but people that no idea who that character is. Still loved it. They're like, oh, she was wicked, and she was really well done.
Yeah, Dave Filoni, baby. Dave Filoni created her. That's his baby, and she's the one that directed the episode that she was in.
Perfect. Yeah, it was beautifully done. Then that totally makes sense now. Why all the shots with her were always so beautiful.
Oh yeah. They nailed her perfectly, man. I don't think they could have done a better job with her.
Well, even so I haven't seen Rebels, so I don't know how she is. But I even but I even like the fact that as an adult, because that's the whole thing. I'm like, she was when she was younger. The whole thing they call her Snips.
Yeah.
Right. She's snippy all the time, and it was very, very heartwarming to see her as like a centered character that's grounded and is probably seen stuff, right? Like she's not here to play around anymore. And I like that. She became a very serious character. And and I know, does she say in the show she's not a Jedi in like the actual episode?
In Mando?
Yeah, I thought there was
Yeah,
there's a
yeah. She
line
says she's not a Jedi because Mando sees that she has a lightsaber, and he's basically, I think he says, "Can you train her?" And she says, "I'm not a Jedi," because he asks, "I'm looking for a Jedi," and she says, "I'm
Yeah,
not a
well, and
Jedi."
everybody keeps calling her a Jedi, and she just keeps kind of being like,
Yeah,
I'm not. I left that path behind. Like I don't do
yeah,
that anymore." Which
right.
to be honest with you, that's that's one of the most interested things about that show, I guess, for me, right
Mhm.
off the bat.
I think we ran into another internet problem. Lorand just froze with his mouth, like, "Oh,
You
there
back
we
now?
go. We're back.
There we
Look
go.
at
Yeah,
that."
you froze for me too.
Yeah, yeah. It sucked,
Um,
but we're back, dude. If you want to cry and at how awesome Ahsoka is, the last episode of Rebels. I don't want to say anything. She's obviously in it.
yeah.
But man, the last episode of Rebels, or sorry, not Rebels. My bad, not Rebels. Clone Wars. You know how they just released the last season of Clone Wars?
Yeah, that's one I haven't seen yet. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's the best season of Clone Wars.
Yeah, but everybody says it's really, really good because it shows also
Holy,
like because I heard they made a Bad Batch
oh
spinoff, which I'm excited about.
yeah,
Like that's the thing. It is like I am not like well, you already know that I'm not like
yeah.
I'm not a fanboy of Star Wars, but like these kind of things, like the interesting like question marks, I do enjoy. And it might suck. I'm not saying it's going to be good. It might suck, but or I might not like it. But like I'm interested. I want to see it.
Dude, you're gonna love the Bad Batch. Like you haven't seen the season, you're gonna watch episode 1. I think it's called The Bad Batch, the episode, the title. They're badass.
Well,
They're oh my
the Bad
god.
Batch is based off that one episode in Clone Wars, right? Where it's that one episode of this 4-man team called the Bad Batch, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That's the team.
same. Does that team die off? I thought they die off.
No, they don't die off. As far as we know, I mean they have a new show coming. They have a show coming which takes place after Clone Wars.
Oh no, it's the darker one. Remember? No, it's the children one. I'm thinking. Remember the children stormtroopers? They all die off one by one.
No.
Am I remembering it wrong?
Maybe.
Sorry, man. Because that's the thing about Clone Wars. That episode, that show is that there were some episodes where you're like, I watched that. That wasn't Disney Star Wars, was it? Like, cause like the one where they remember that the one episode where they're capturing Jedi children and throwing them on the planet and hunting them.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like but that's the one thing. I thought there was one about a batch of newly cloned clones, and they were kids, and they're being trained, and something happens, and they get attacked, and I think Boba Fett's clones in it.
Boba Fett. Well, I mean, you mean Boba Fett was in it?
Sorry,
Boba Fett
Boba
as
Fett's
the kid.
As a kid is in it. Yeah,
Yeah. That was in Clone Wars. I can't remember which season, but I don't. That wasn't about the Bad Batch.
No, okay, it wasn't. Okay,
as far as I know, that's not. I'm pretty sure the Bad Batch is a brand new like IP for Disney.
I thought I might have heard it before.
Watch it because I think you'll go bananas for it. I can't wait for the show because they're just badass. You got like the muscular guy, you got the general who looks exactly like Rambo. You got the nerd, the tech guy. You got the sniper assassin guy. Like you have all your generic classes. And I think they're the ones that are out hunting the Jedi after Order 66. I think that's what Bad Batch is going to be about. But I could be wrong. Really? I can't remember. I can't remember from the trailer or the reveal, the Disney reveal a couple weeks ago.
Well, I know that there was a rumor I heard, and tell me if I'm wrong. Also, we should probably give people warning. There's spoilers here because we're kind of spoiling shows. Because I know there's a big reveal where there's a reason because something happens. Like for example, Rex doesn't get hit with code Order 66. Yeah, he doesn't get hit by it for some reason. Because there are a couple troopers that don't get hit by it. Like they
right,
actually. Yeah. Okay, so.
Yeah, they remove the chip. They remove the that chip that tells them.
Oh, that's what they do. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they did. Rex was in Return of the Jedi, man. They retconned him in there.
Return of the Jedi, really?
There is a guy in Return of the Jedi when they're on planet Endor, white beard, white hair. It's just supposed to be a normal rebel who not like a few years ago they retconned as that guy
that is
being
Rex.
Rex.
Nice. Good. Rex should survive.
Dude, he's awesome. He's awesome. Like, definitely watch Clone Wars and Rebels. Rebels is great.
I have to watch that too. I have, like I said, I should force, because we have Disney too. So I keep forgetting you have Disney. Lorand, you can just watch it. So
yeah, like there's so much in Rebels that that happens. Like I'm not gonna say what happens, but like Darth Maul is in it. Obi-Wan Kenobi is in it, and you see what happens, and like all these major characters are in it. I'm not gonna say anything more, but and you see the Ghost. The Ghost is the name of the ship that they fly in Rebels.
Yes,
it's in Rogue One.
That I do remember. I do remember the Ghost, because I think I can't tell you what the ship looks like right now, but I remember when even Rogue One I watched, like, God, how old is that? It's like a 4-year-old movie now. 4-year-old?
Yeah, maybe like 2015. Yeah. I don't know. It's actually pretty old. I can't remember when it came out.
Damn. Yeah,
one of the best Star Wars movies ever.
People don't like that, eh? It's really I don't get it. Like it's one of them, because it was of all the Star Wars stuff, it was my favorite one that came out, and every single person's like, I don't know, this movie's trash, and I'm like, what? Why? It's just.
It spells like it's Star Wars all over. That's what Star Wars is. That movie.
But also awesome. Like the fact that it's not about Jedis. Like it's I'm not saying it's different enough that where you think, like, if nothing else, give it a chance. But I guess people just didn't like. I guess I may have to watch it again. Maybe the acting was terrible. I don't know, because isn't that assassin guy also getting his own show? The guy who the
guy at the very end.
No,
the assassin.
The guy, the main, because remember there's the girl character.
Andor, Cassian Andor.
Yes, so
Andor. Yes.
Yeah,
he has his own show. Yeah, the Rebel Spy. Yeah, he has a show called Andor coming out.
Okay, nice. So there's gonna be some stuff there too.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick, dude. And that Vader.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Like Rogue One was great. There was no Jedi besides Vader, but there was Jedi references and the Force, right?
Yes, there was.
Right.
Well,
Donnie Yen.
It was more about the little people making a difference rather than, because that's what made it cool, was literally it was a ragtag unit of a bunch of people that were just literally throwing their lives away. Like, which is also, I like the fact too that the little snippets you get from the original New Hope, they added in it, like lives were lost. Like, it was a great price that we paid for this information to get out, and so it was good. I like that one. It was cool that way.
I love, like, when I was watching it, I was like seeing memes and just hearing people say, like, what happens to the team that in the show, they can't die. In the movie, they can't die. No, they can't die. Of course they're gonna die. Like, we know they die. We've known for 30 years they die for it.
Well, we do we actually know they died? Oh no, they do say many lives were lost.
Many lives were lost.
Sacrifice was made. That's what they said.
Many Bothans were lost.
But that was cool. Yeah. So I mean, in Mando, I mean, like I said, if right now you love Star Wars, I would say right now is a great time for you.
This is the best time to be a Star Wars fan.
I mean, 20 years ago, it was nothing, right? And especially if you're a young person right now or getting into it, amazing, right? Like, you literally have even if you like or did not like, there's so much out there for you. You can literally have an entire year of just consuming Star Wars.
Oh, easily a year. When it comes down to the comics, and if you want to go down that far, there's a lot of, like, the Vader comics are really, because I only read 2 issues, but
so I know that the Vader comics are new-ish. So I know those are proper, like, they're in the story, in the canon. But I know a lot of the novels are kind of like not in the canon and until whatever Disney brings back.
Basically, right? They destroyed a lot of canon. Now it's called Star Wars Legends. But they are bringing back a lot of Legends, right?
Of course.
The Dark Troopers that were in Mando are from Legends, and they brought them back.
Yeah, that's from Pop Quiz.
It's a game.
What was it from?
Knights of the Old Republic.
No.
Knights? Is it Knights?
No.
You got me there, Lorand. You got
Dark
me there.
Forces.
Dark
with what the
Never
fuck is
played
his name?
Dark Forces.
Well, sorry. So back to that point. Sorry, there's actually all around. Yeah, 'cause the first Dark Forces, that's where it's from. Because that was the big the Dark Project was that they were making clone those dark robot troopers.
Oh, they're
Um,
sick.
they were really cool. Well, the fact they brought him back, and even the way they brought him back was perfect. Because someone
Yeah.
actually pointed out the only reason they brought them back, the only reason they added them, is just so at the end of the season, Luke can show. Oh fuck, I shouldn't have said that. But whatever shows up, and just edit that out, post
Beep.
that out. And he just wrecks out, right? And the whole thing is you can't have, which is kind of weird because even though there's so many dark things that happen in that show, it's really weird because you'll be like, oh yeah, you can't slaughter those real people, but then they'll have another one where like some really dark and gritty stuff happens, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, but so yeah, I mean, it was cool. Anyways, but I like that. I like that they added them, and even they were really scary. Like we talked about that earlier.
Terrifying.
Right?
They
Like,
still had the aim of a stormtrooper.
Yes, they did.
Like, come on,
Well,
that hallway where he busts out. And,
Oh,
come
don't.
on.
The thing is, you start analyzing that last scene, as much as cool as it is, you're like, what are 30 so-called robot troopers firing at? Like, he's
Super
swinging like,
troopers.
yeah,
Right?
they're literally firing automatic weapons, and the guy's doing this. Swing, swing. Anyway, but it doesn't matter. Like, see, we're being adults here, and we're destroying that scene.
Yeah, I
It
know.
was a
I
very
know.
cool scene.
But like, okay, so you're right. He wasn't, for the amount of lasers that were going at him. He was literally just like waving.
Yeah.
Whereas Vader in Rogue One was literally going freaking bananas with that lightsaber, just like, oh.
But the thing I like about both those two scenes is it's literally things they couldn't do back in the day, and now they could. So they're like, hey, remember, you know how Vader just walks around, is all intimidating, but like when he fights like an old man, right? Like, well, fuck it. You see him mess people up.
Yeah.
And same with that last scene, which I probably spoiled, but whatever. Same thing, right? Where it's like you never really seen him fight like that, and all of a sudden, like, okay, here we go, right? Like, this is why he's supposed to be really good, because he is good. Like, he got good.
Yeah, it was the Luke from spoilers. We should have said this earlier, but it's the Luke from Legends. It's the Luke Skywalker that is scary. And it was great to see him that scary, because like we see him in The Last Jedi and how broken of a man he is. Like, what okay, I hate The Last Jedi, and I love it. Like I love the idea of it being a new idea. Like I don't like the direction they took Luke, but it is what it is. And now that they brought him to this point of him being a broken man, like what got him there? Like there was way more than just Ben Kenobi or Ben Solo killing everyone. It must be more than that. Something else must have happened.
Well, the thing is, I feel like Ahsoka is probably, like, her character is probably where they wanted Luke to be. That's kind of my thing, where it's that whole idea of you start questioning it, right? Because that's the whole thing with him. At least that's what I gathered from that fucking mess of a movie. What I gathered was it was like, okay, he realizes that the way of the Jedi is always bound to fail, right? Because whatever the reason was. Because the Force, I guess, betrayed. Because that's the thing too. He literally almost did exactly what his father did, right? Where he had a vision and he was like, "I know best. I'm going to slaughter this child because reasons." And it's like, right? So I feel like Ahsoka was that whole thing where she's like, "The fucking Jedi Order is a failure. Being a Sith is a failure. I'm not going to be any of them." Because now, right? And that was the thing. Sorry, the reason I'm bringing it all the way back, because that was my favorite thing as a kid. Was why I like Dark Forces 2, because in Dark Forces 2, Kyle? What's his name? I'm going to say Kyle, but I might be wrong. Someone out there will yell at me. Because the same thing, he kind of realizes a Jedi. He gets a lightsaber, a yellow lightsaber, if I'm not mistaken, but he's not a traditionally trained Jedi. So the whole idea is he's not a Jedi. He's just a dude with Force powers. And I always like that idea. Like, what is, if you don't follow the Jedi religion, but you have that power, what are you, right? Like, can you be in the middle? Can you not go to the dark side or the light side? And that's why I like Ahsoka. I love that idea of the gray warrior, that gray area, right?
Yeah, the gray Jedi, the Jedi that denies the Jedi teachings because they're dumb.
Well, yeah, or they don't, or just that they're or what? And see, that's interesting. Like right away when I found that, I'm like, I need to find out more about it, right? Like and that's good storytelling. I mean, that's good to have storytelling. It's good character development, right?
Yeah. It's about time we got that gray Jedi.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I really do feel like Luke should have been that guy, right? And
the balance. He was supposed to bring the balance.
Balance, right?
Ahsoka's the balance.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He should be bringing it back to the balance. I don't know.
Mace Windu is actually the balance. Mace Windu has studied the Sith arts and Jedi arts. So like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he uses when
lightning. Yeah, Force lightning.
He uses Force lightning, and when he fights with anger, but he can control it. Right? That's something that the Sith do. They only fight with anger, but he could control it, so he could wield the dark side and the light. That's why Mace Windu's coming back, baby. He's coming back.
I heard about that. Is it Samuel Jackson?
Yeah, I mean, if it's not Sam Jackson,
what the fuck?
They're screwing up, and Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and George Lucas are not gonna screw Star Wars up anymore. they can't take any more risks after the sequel trilogy, that the garbage films that just came out.
Yeah, but that wasn't even I mean, we can have a whole episode of us bitching about Star Wars movies, or at least I can.
I know. You know what? I just want to say, I'm going to say this. I love the sequel trilogy, but I rewatched the prequels not too long ago, and I love the prequels so much more than the sequels, man. The Force Awakens is the best, in my opinion, of the three, but like the prequels, Anakin and Obi-Wan, when they fight, they go to town. That's full speed ahead. Like that, they just anyway. Like you said, we could talk about Star Wars forever.
The Duel of the Faith is, I mean, that's the only thing from the prequels. That one scene, Duel of the Faith, that song, that to me is Star Wars, and it ends, and it's fine.
Dude, okay. So we should quit the Star Wars talk, but I do want to say this. You want Duel of the Fates? Watch Rebels.
Really? Okay,
it's a little bit of a tease, but watch. You don't know what happens to certain characters in Rebels, characters that come back and that you've seen and that you love. So watch Rebels, and or at least like the last 2 episodes. But
no. I like I said, now that we talked about it again, I remembered that Disney has it now, so I should just jump into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should move on. Sure, we continue on the sci-fi. Actually, what we should do is we want to talk about let's talk about quarantine. 2020 has been a pain in everyone's butts. Luckily, well, more so for others.
We're gonna have a couple more months of it, yeah.
And we're gonna have a lot more months of it. Not a couple. But during this time, it's been tough to feel creative and do anything, especially for me. I'm a very creative person, but my full-time job requires me to stay at home, and luckily I'm thankful, but I work in the room that I do my other creative outlets in this room, right? This is where I work. So it sucks having to finish a 8-hour day and then running out of juice, creative juice, because I don't want to be sitting here anymore. That's the tough part. So that being said, like my creativity and like my production of videos and photography, drawing, art, all that, like over the summer just went down the drain. I didn't feel inspired. I didn't really do anything until I did do one thing. And you know what it is.
What is it?
Got back into Warhammer.
When you're stuck
I got
at
back
home?
into Warhammer before COVID.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
You got back into it just before the lockdown. So
just before the
money.
lockdown. Oh my God, that's right. I dropped hundreds of dollars on Warhammer. We start playing. I still don't know how to play. COVID happens, and like I dropped more money.
Yeah, because
luckily we were able to play. But
during the breaks between when some of the lockdowns were lifted a little bit.
Yeah, you came over like maybe 6 times for some games.
Something like that. Yeah.
You came over quite a few times and taught me how to play as we just did nothing but smack talk.
Let's not say it might not be correct way to play, but something
it's
with dice and movie models.
It's
a way to play. That's a good one. It's a way to play.
The first time I played 9th edition, I was using normal first firstborn Marines as intercessors. That's a good time.
Because you never played 8th edition, right?
I didn't play. I'd stopped in 6th, so it's been a long time. I didn't do 7th or 8th.
So
I saw you play 8th. And it was very shooty, and that's why I didn't like it. I didn't like the shooty because I'm a Space Wolf guy. I collect Space Wolves, and they don't shoot anything. They don't like guns. Well, I don't like guns. I don't like guns. Yeah. I'd rather axe somebody. But so anyway, I did get back into Warhammer. Lots of painting. Actually, not too much painting. More at first, it was a lot more building and collecting as you do. You just spend endless amounts of cash on Warhammer. You build it, and now you're playing with gray plastic men. And then it actually wasn't until October when that's when it really kicked off. When I started doing Mini-tober. So I painted. There was some Warhammer, but I painted a miniature every day for the month of October. You can check them out on my Instagram at Claudio Paola.
Good plug.
I think it's actually Claudio _ I can't even remember. Very professional.
Paste it, put it in.
You'll see it. It'll be somewhere around here. I don't know. But yeah, I painted 1 mini a day, and that was amazing. I loved it. It actually really got me into it. The first minis really sucked, in my opinion. I was not good, but once I got used to the painting again, because I stopped Warhammer for like 10 years. I didn't play Warhammer. Actually, yeah, it was 10 years. The last time I played Warhammer was 2009. Won an award at the tournament, and then that was literally the last time I ever played Warhammer.
Really? That was the last time you and I played?
Not the last time we played, but played I was in the hobby consistent.
Okay, yeah.
Like that was after that tournament. Maybe 2 months go by of me playing, and then I was basically done. I dropped out of the hobby, 7th edition or whatever happened, and I didn't want to collect. And something happened back 10 years ago. It was a long time ago. I just dropped Warhammer, but got back into it, and now I'm fully back into it, which is awesome. Painting skills are very much improving, and I loved it. And it sucks that the lockdown is on because we can't play. And it's very unmotivating. Like I have a big stash right there, and I can't play with it.
I am the same way, man.
It just taunts me. So anyway, I did paint or collect and build a lot of Space Wolves. It was cool. It was the first time I actually really invested in more of the lore and more of the just caring about the game, looking into different armies, looking into rules, learning the rules, watching a ton. You know what? Shout out to Tabletop Titans, man. If it wasn't for the YouTube channels that I watch with Warhammer, I definitely would not be into it. Thank those guys for kicking ass at the hobby.
Well, you mentioned that was actually one of the biggest things that actually kept me in the loop, was because I'm one of those people that I'm more about the game. I want to play the game. If I'm painting something and I know I'm not going to use it, it usually doesn't get finished. So for me, this year was bad because of that. But yeah, I was going to say that's such a good shout out because honestly, for all the different online shows that I could put in the background, just have the game around me, I probably would have fallen off, right? It's hard, like you said, it's hard, right? It's hard, especially if you're more into the game or you're more into the whole of the hobby rather than just one aspect. Yeah, not having be able to actually, because I feel like the playing the game is the sort of the payoff and also the show off, right? Look all the cool army I painted. If you painted the army, I'm like, me, I never paint armies, but oh, here's your finished army. Look how cool it looks, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
actually, not only Tabletop Titans, but Auspex Tactics, man. If it wasn't for his channel, he helped me out a lot, man. Yeah. So shout out to that guy.
Yeah, Auspex Tactics.
It was a year of learning for me personally. You know how to play the game. You've been playing consistently for your entire life. I started Warhammer when I remember getting my first box when I was maybe 10. maybe 10 or 11. My buddy Andrew, I think I told you the story years ago, but my buddy Andrew went to London, Ontario. Went to a mall, Masonville Mall. And he came back. He's best friend, and at the time, and he gave me this form for like, hey, he basically said, I saw this game store, bunch of models. It's like Hero Quest. You're gonna like it. Here's a little magazine. Fill it out.
The little Christmas brochures, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was a
that's
brochure.
That's right. That was the first one I got introduced to.
And then I go to my dad. I'm like, Pa, I need $15 for shipping, but this is a free thing that I can get. Please, can I have it? And then I got it. I got a little Bretonian, little Lizardman, and an Ultramarine or a Space Marine.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And so that was when I was 10. And so I've been into the whole thing for 25 years. I've known of Warhammer. It's a long freaking time.
Long time.
Yeah. I'd say more than you. I've known Warhammer longer than you.
I only knew about the game when I was in, I want to say, grade 8. But the same thing, I didn't play it yet. It was literally like what you said, right? Someone had the brochure, like the Christmas brochure, which had little examples of all the stuff, and that's how I got introduced to it.
Yeah.
Because I remember that was big, but I didn't actually get after that moment. I didn't get into it until way later, like in my like 16, 17, when I got into Gothic. Well, because I think it was really expensive, right? So and then that's when I got into it, and then I actually got out of it until I got hired, and then that's what pulled me back. Because I literally stopped playing it. I was like just partying and going out all the time and getting drunk, instead of actually doing. No, I was gonna say instead of doing something more proper, but no, it just whatever. And then literally, I got a job there, and that pulled me back in because the biggest problem with that game was that it was expensive. Right. But the thing is, when you get pulled into it, you're playing it, becomes, I don't know how it is anymore. It used to be stupid cheap because we bought plastic we got 60% off, which is dumb.
Oh my God.
I bought 60% off, and also all the metals back in the day. A lot of the armies were actually more metal than plastic, and we were buying them all by the gram.
Yeah.
So, and that was stupid. Like I remember, there's a couple things I bought, and I think a lot of them know where they are. Like a Sisters Army, which I think a Sisters Army was probably like double the cost that Sisters are right now. And even right now, they're not very cheap. Because everything was metal, right? So if you wanted like Surfing Squad, which are these like the flying ladies, they were I think $12 a pop. If you got 10 of them, that was $110, $20.
And keep in mind, minimum wage back then was probably like between $6 and $8.
Yeah, it was.
I remember like 2006. Like I met you in 2004. I moved to Toronto, literally maybe a week into moving to Toronto. Mm-hmm. I met you. We didn't actually hang out or get to know each other till
you knew me in
a long
store,
time.
Right?
But I knew you from the store. But back then it was $6.25 minimum wage.
Yeah.
So the fact that a Sisters Army was double back then than it is now just shows you how much money this hobby costs. But
but because we buy it for the gram, I think I bought the entire. I think I bought two. I got 2,000. Basically, it was like a big box full of lead. I got it for like I think $150. It was a dumb amount. $150 was still a lot for me, but at the time to get that much metal right for that cheap was stupid. We weren't even supposed to talk about it. That's how. Like back in the day, we were like told, don't tell anybody how you buy this because we're getting. Well, back in the day, the whole idea is you got hired there. You weren't. I don't know how it is anymore, but I don't think they get these kind of benefits anymore. Like back in the day, it was expected of you if you played the game, you knew the stuff, you painted, you had armies, you built armies, you worked on armies. So it was a little bit different. So they actually gave you the discount like that, right? So basically for me, it was I got back into it because of that. Actually, the thing with me with this game, I realized is always as long as there's people that want to play it and want to do stuff with it with me, I'm in it. It's when that group kind of fracture gets hard, right?
Right.
So, because even then I was actually going to quit again. I think when I was hanging out with you a lot, I wasn't playing. We were partying, right? Like I wasn't playing at all until my buddy Mike. Yeah, well, for me I was out of college at that time. But anyways, because of Mike, right? Like he.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's actually when I dropped out. That was That was season or oh my god, season 7, season 7, 8, edition 7 and 8.
No, that's way later. When we were hanging out Wyzik, that was still like version 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Remember when it was it was when Meeple Mart, we were going to Meeple Mart a lot and we played.
Right. Yeah.
That's when I think 6 just finished and 7 was starting, and that's when I kind of got out of it too.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like 6th, and 7th was more of 6th, so I dropped out of 7th. Like, so I was bitter at 7th. I didn't like 7th at all.
So that's basically we dropped out at the same time.
Yeah, I guess around the same thing. Yeah.
But Lorand, dude, what have you been doing over? So, like, I know we've been talking about a lot about the past, but what have you been doing hobby wise, Warhammer wise during the COVID times, the dark times, the
as we
times?
said, right, like kind of hard to inspire, but because I played games with you, so I finally spent tons of money and tons of great plastic, obviously, to finish my Imperial Fist. So I think they're done now. I just have to paint them. I've been painting this army for 20 years, so it's never gonna get done. But I have like all Primaris force ready to go, which I think you saw most of the models. And then I also rebooted my old chapter.
Oh, yes.
Those Green Marines. They were the Sons of Vygatsky, now they're the Ghosts of Vygatsky.
Why did you change it from Sons to Ghosts?
Because of background story. I have a weird background story for them.
Okay. I think Ghosts is better just because of their abilities and how you play with them. I like Ghosts.
That was I made them all more stealthy and up close and stuff like that. Because I'm
close.
Using
no kidding.
Yeah.
This guy.
Space Wolf.
Last time we played, I thought putting my army at the very edge, so the closer I am to him, the better it is for a Space Wolf player. He did the same thing, but little did I know he can pull off a 24-inch charge move first turn 1. That was a piss off. He literally took all the energy and gas out of me, but it was awesome because he didn't shoot me at all. I respect a sword fight.
Well, because I remember that it was the whole thing of I literally did what Space Wolves guys want to do, right? Is run in there and start chopping heads.
Yeah. Legit, I should just drop my Space Wolves, which I'll never do, but and just do what you do. That was amazing. That's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah. Well, I usually find, other than Blood Angels, that's the kind of trade-off, right? You have either you have a really good delivery system, so like Raven Guard is what the successor chapter I based it on. They have a lot of tricks that make you go forward, right? Like I used on you. Same with Black Templar, right? A lot of cool stuff to make you get across the map into close combat, but they don't have any benefits to fight. While Space Wolves have the opposite problem, right? Where they don't really have a lot of ways to go up the board quickly or ambush you. I think you actually have that ambush. What's that called? The circle hunt or whatever?
Outflank? Something hunt? Yeah. The
one that gets
reserves.
basically lets you come from any edge of the table for one CP.
Yeah.
You have that one, which is actually still pretty useful, but it's hard for you to get that extra charge range and yada yada yada. So it's usually the big payoff. But the thing is, though, it doesn't matter because Space Marines are broken with the new codex and Lightning Claws. You saw what Lightning Claws do.
I still have yet to use. We still have to have our Terminator fight. All my Terminators, Lightning Claws, Storm Bolter, all of them. All 30 of them. Can't wait. 30 is not a lot now.
No, it's not. Well, it's probably still
a lot of wounds, actually. That is a ton of wounds. That's what, 90?
Yeah, actually it is. 90.
That's 90 wounds.
Yeah, that'll do it. Plus you're deep striking, and you're Space Wolves, which means you can fight and shoot really well, right?
Yeah.
You don't have the problem with other people where they're like, you either have the fighty ones that don't shoot or the shooty ones that don't. No, they can still fight, but not as good at fighting.
Yeah. So you did a lot of modeling. Over the break, or by break I mean.
Yeah, I mean for the whole slowly. Lockdown. I mean again, because the thing is, Ninth inspired me, so I got back into it. I actually like Ninth. I was actually gonna ask. Well, I'll ask you that later after my set because I actually want to know what you think about it because I actually never asked you that since I forgot that you didn't play so long. I also started because I'm bored and I need to occupy my time streaming.
Right.
So I
plug it.
Yeah, so okay, there you go, right? And basically, I'm on Twitch Friday to Friday from 8 to 10 every Friday.
And what's your name on Twitch there,
Oh yeah,
Lorand?
Low Orbit Gaming. That's
Low Orbit Gaming.
That's LO Orbit Gaming.
I'll put
One
it
word.
somewhere in this video
Okay,
or
sweet.
in the description.
Yeah. So and basically, I just play whatever I feel like it. I did a whole series on Max Payne. I'll probably do Max Payne 2. Usually single player games. Usually me swearing and sucking at it. So.
Dude, it's a great year to get into
Everybody
streaming.
is.
Everyone
Everybody is, yeah.
I know a lot of friends that just got into streaming because unfortunately they're not working. So they busted their butt real hard to get that Twitch affiliate link. And now
how do you get that Twitch affiliate link?
You should do it because I think streaming once a week for you, I don't think is going to be enough for you to be able to build an affiliate link, but check it out. Okay. You have to hit like a certain quota of streaming hours per month, have a certain amount of followers. There's a criteria, kind of like YouTube. If you want to like monetize YouTube, you have to hit a criteria exactly like Twitch.
I don't think I'm even close. I think my average viewership is like 2.
Yeah, I think you need like concurrent of 15. I think you need like 15 concurrent for within your last 2 or 3 streams. So, like there's requirements. Check it out.
Okay.
And dude, just work on it. You have more time now. But yeah, okay. So you've been streaming.
Yep, streaming. But basically, I told you I've been playing Tarkov.
Oh yes.
I got back into COD. I'm trying to play that. That's more just to keep my old man skills up because playing other shooters, I always feel like I get shot up. But COD is your brain dead game. You just kind of work on your reflexes as quick as possible, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
And then what else I do? I mean, that's about it. I mean, unless I'm missing something. Tons of gaming.
Yeah, it's been a gaming year.
Yeah, it has
gaming year, a chill year. You and I both work from home, luckily. So like
we're lucky.
We're not super struggling. So we do have the luxury of doing really whatever we want, and playing a lot more games and modeling and doing nerdy junk, which is great. We just can't do it together, which is the worst part about about hobbies and like even gaming, like fighting games. We love fighting games. Whenever we hang out and play games and they're fighting games, we go crazy and it's awesome. But you know me, I don't like online fighting games. I like the hot seat.
It takes a little bit away. Like the shit talking is not as impactful.
You know what? Like you and I did it all the time. And then my buddy Dan, you've met Dan. He whenever I would like sit at the edge of the seat, he's like, "Oh, you're doing that, eh?" So he would literally sit at the edge of the seat, throw his shoulders back. He's like, "I'm ready," and he'd pick up the control, and he's like, "That's on." Like when I sit at the, you don't get that when you're online, and you don't get to like smack talk each other, punch each other in the shoulder, or whatever.
It's the interaction. Yeah, there's that more.
Yeah, the interaction sucks online. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. You do it a lot more than I do.
I do. Well, I mean, the thing with me is I like a lot of, because the thing with fighters, I have a couple of friends that I play fighters with online here and there, but you're right. It gets boring. It's not as intense. The hot seat, usually I find the hot seats is faster too, because like they have all these online, you have to click on the menus. Yeah. Again, not every fighter's like that, just some of them. But yeah, like the shit talking is really cool. The big thing about me too is I also like big sort of cooperative games. Mm-hmm. So usually you can't really hot seat with 10 people in one game. So, but I like playing like COD and some of my other like tactical games like Rainbow Six, right? And also not everybody plays that, right? Also not all of our friends are like myself, where I don't have a family or kids, right? So I have time to burn with this.
Right. Yeah, those games I think it makes sense to be playing online, shooting games, because like when you're fighting an opponent, you're physically there. I mean, and not to say that you're not there with a teammate in like Call of Duty, but I don't know. I think it's just a little different when, a shooting game, FPS is, first person. You can't really have 2 screens on one monitor. It looks weird. Mm-hmm. If you've ever played any multiplayer game hot seat, it's weird. it is weird.
Well, usually also because it's one system, it lowers the resolution. You get lower quality.
Well,
usually.
you know what? The last game, the last FPS I really, 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 really cared about was GoldenEye. So the resolution was already pretty low.
Yeah. Like squinting, trying to make out what pixel you're shooting.
Yo, you got one square jaw. Look at those hands, so triangular. So, but dude, we've been rolling for just over an hour, a little bit more, like an hour and 15.
Oh wow, we actually went over that. Cool, sweet.
Yeah, man. It's this was our test round. That is no longer a test. So thank you. Do you think we should probably finish it off here, eh?
Yeah.
We talked about a lot of different things, and I'm sure we could go on tangents about each of these topics that we talked about.
Yeah.
And we could talk about them forever and talk about subtopics of those topics. Like
this will be a teaser for. This will be a teaser of what we will be babbling about in the future episodes, I guess.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, this is a good experimentation of you guys will now know the things that we're interested in
it's a taster episode.
And we haven't even talked about music. We haven't touched movies, and like we are big on movies. You're big on movies. We haven't really touched about anything. Just what we're really truly passionate about, and we actually haven't really touched on that either. We just just shot the shit. It was great. So I think we should end it here.
Cool.
The first episode of the Dropcast. That's Lorand. Lorand made that name. That's all. Credit goes to him. He said it, and I freaking loved it.
Is it official? Is it official? Like that's it? I
think it's official.
I remember I laughed when I said it. I'm like, this is the stupidest name ever.
Yeah, we should just call it something like Dropcast. Yeah, no, it's gonna be dude. Actually,
have you?
You know what I did?
Did you make an icon?
I did. I drew a logo. I'll have to show it to you because it's just like chicken scratch pen. But like, nice. It's literally us coming out of a drop. It's all black. It's all black silhouette. Us running out of a drop pod.
Nice. Okay, cool. Sweet.
Anyway.
I can actually get I can get it like an icon actually made for us if you don't want to do it. I can try to get doing it. So.
Yeah, you know what? I was when I was doing it, I'm like, I want to do this. But I want it to be done really nice. And if that's gonna be if that's what I want to do, then I'm not gonna do it. Cause like I don't have time to make a really nice logo.
Well, send it to me and I can do it. Yeah. I mean, we need some sound effects too, like when the intro, like a like that or something. Dude. Like
guys, it's on. We don't have any of this, but it's gonna happen in 2021. We're gonna have a podcast called Dropcast. So nice. I think we should end it there.
Sweet.
Lorand, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
You, by the way, Lorand will be the co-host of the Dropcast. I will be your host for the Dropcast. So thanks again, Lorand. Where can the lucky people out there find you?
I don't have anything. Basically, you can come watch me stream. That's about it. At what was it again? Low Orbit Gaming.
There you go. On
and the
Twitch.
low stands for shitty gaming. So that's the stat. That's how good I am at gaming. So.
Yeah, if you like terrible games, check out. No, I'm just kidding. He's really good at games. Honestly, he's good at games. He is. He's good at games. But you could find me on Instagram at Claudio _ and you can find me on YouTube on this channel. So I guess this is going on my YouTube channel. And thanks again for everyone tuning in. Really appreciate it. And I guess we will catch you next time on the next drop. We got to come up with a cool ending.
Sign off.
See you on the next drop.
Later.
Later, everybody.